is it doing, what it's moving, what it's doing. We went through all the news and everything, and we came out that we came up with the idea that op actually works, but it's just that many people who trade op, they're trading it wrongly. All right. So before we go deeper into this, right, this video is going to be long, so I suggest subscribe to the channel, and maybe save this video if you don't have the time to watch this full video. All right. Then again, this whole thing is going to be free. It's going to be packed with sauce, right? It's going to be so much of thing. So as I go along with the video, just take down notes, right? But if you guys want to be more in depth, I hope by end of this month I can release the course on my Discord, and then you guys can purchase the I believe it will be a subscription method, so you guys can purchase the subscription and watch each steps, all right, each way that we trade using the op in depth, part by part. There will be recorded videos, blah blah blah, live trading sessions, or sometimes there won't be any live trading sessions if we are busy and all that, but that night's or that day's trade recap will be recorded and posted up. All right, so keep that in mind. Not every day is going to have a live trading session once the subscription is out. All right, but the whole strategy in depth will be there, so that's the main thing, right? So with that being said, this is the PNL, right? So this is just a small PNL. The previous PNL, we've already deleted all the data and all that. The reason being is because we always like to keep fresh data, especially with the market conditions these days, right? So we keep deleting previous data and then trying to create new data to see if it is consistent. So this is the newest data that we have collected with just a few trades, right? If you guys are trading, what do you call that? If you guys are trading prop firms, right? You guys know that if you trade a 50k account, you just need 3k, right? 3k, and you pass the prop firm eval stage and you move on to the funded stage, right? So this was with the aim of passing our eval, right? So if you can look at the PNL, we made like 4k, right? And it's a 71% win rate, right? Yeah, we don't trade every single day. We don't get a trade every single day, right? But the thing is, you don't need that. You don't need to trade every single day. That's the whole point of trading, right? If you can stay out of the market, you stay out, right? The best part about trading is you need to be the best loser. What I mean by that is, even when you lose, you are not supposed to be doing revenge trading and losing so much more than you're even supposed to be losing. So that's why you will hear this term a lot in the trading industry. It's best to be the best loser, right? So look at this. We literally just traded 1, 2, 3, 4. Literally 4 days, right? From the 1st to the 11. Don't count the 12, right? To the 11. Literally 4 days you traded and you passed the account. Whereas you see some traders who are trading every single day, and then they have like red days, green days, red days, green days, red days, green days, and all that. So that's the thing, right? You don't have to trade every single day. But with that being said, this data is just for this month, start of this month, right? Obviously, with any strategy that you're going to use, there are going to be losses. So what I suggest, once you learn this strategy, go and backtest it, right? Do not just jump into the real market. Go and backtest it. Learn how you are trading. See what you need to see first. Make sure you get the idea and the concepts down before even going into the live market. Again, I repeat, whatever I'm teaching is just educational purpose. It's not financial advice. And just because you say greens doesn't mean this strategy is always going to give you greens. As I said, it also has its losing days, especially with sometimes market conditions not being there, etc., etc. All right. So enough yapping, right? Let's go straight into the breakdowns of these trades, right? So yeah, let's go. I already created a session, so we're just gonna go straight into it. All right. So first thing first, right? When you open your chart, let's just say it's a blank chart, okay? Should I say that first? Nah, I shouldn't. All right. So ultimately, let me just give you a draft, all right, Ultimately, this is a trading strategy of the op, right? So op trading strategy. All right. Now take this down, right? Write this down, screenshot or whatever you want to do. Just take this down, right? We're only gonna trade this strategy, right? If you're starting off, right? I'm just saying if you're starting off, trade this one pair, right? Trade one pair on one session. This can be the New York, this can be London, or this can be Asia, whatever works for you. But what I see or what I feel is that it works well with New York session, right? It works super well with New York session. So I would suggest, start off with New York session, right? So, and the timing will go later, all right? One session, and what else? What else? One risk. What I mean by one risk is if you're going to start off risking $300, only risk $300 per trade. Do not go up, do not go down, do not risk more than that. All right. So hope you got that. And right. So now about the timing. For me, I only trade New York session. So for New York session, I only trade from 9:30 a.m. to maximum 12 p.m. Okay, this is in New York time, which is UTC minus 4. All right. So if you're from Singapore, this is gonna be 9:30 p.m. to 12 a.m. Right, and in Singapore that is UTC 8. Right. But the reason why I say that, go to your trading view, put this to New York timing is because sometimes there's daylight savings and the timing will change. So it's best to follow this timing according to New York timing, right? For now, UTC 4 is New York. Sometimes it changes to UTC 5. So it's best that, you just set your time to the New York time. All right. And yeah, that's about it for the timing. All right. Now for teaching the strat. Cool. Now, as you know, op, right? If you don't know what is a op strategy is basically it's either the first 5 minutes of market open, first 15 minutes of the market open, or the first 30 minutes of the market open, whatever, right? So that's how op works, right? So imagine, right? Imagine this is the first 15-minute candle, right? So this is the first 15-minute candle of the market open, right? What am I doing? Okay, this is the first 15 minutes of the market open. This is the candle it formed at here, right? So what candle is this? Again, 15-minute candle. So on your 15-minute time frame, you'll see a candle, right? Basically, like something like this, right? So this is a 15-minute candle, which means to say this candle is from 9:30 to 9:45, right? What are you gonna do next? You're gonna mark the high, right? Let's make this a solid line. And then let's say let's do it black. All right. So we mark the high and the low of this 15-minute candle. Cool. Next, what are we gonna do, right? We need the market. Let's say we're not gonna go too in depth first, right? We're gonna go take it slow. Let's say right now the price is bearish, right? How to see the buyers and all that I'll teach you later, but just get this in mind. Let's say the price is bearish. Now you have 3 points of entry. All right, you have 3 points of entry. So normally what you'll do, you mark the high and the low, right? And you will also need the 50% of this candle. So the easiest way is just get a rectangle tool, mark from the low to the high of the candle, right? And then spread it out with this middle line being turned on, right? So when you do that, you can actually see the 50% mark, right? So right now you have 3 points of entry, all right? There's 2 ways that we are going to enter. Remember this, all right? There's 2 ways we are going to enter, but there's 3 points of entry in these 2 ways. I know it's confusing, but let me show you, all right? So the first way of entry, right? Number 1, this is called a inverse op, or you can call this a rebound op, whatever, right? How does it work, right? So let's say this is the high, this is the low, the candle is here. Cool. Now your bias is bearish, right? So your bias is bearish. So a reverse op would be on the 1 minute, right? Once you do your marking and all that, go to your 1 minute, and in your 1 minute, you want to see the price break above or sweep above, right? And then give you a red candle or a bearish candle back into the op. All right, so that's called a, what is it called? A rebound candle or a inverse op. All right, I'm just gonna call it an inverse op. Just keep it as inverse op. All right, an inverse op. Right. So this is where you enter the trade, stops above the high, and you aim the low of the range. All right, that's about it. Cool. Now, this is the first way of entry, right? This is the most common way of entry, a rebound or an inverse op, right? Cool. Now, the second way of entry. Now, let's say this was a bearish candle, right? Now, on the 1 minute, right, you're going to see the price do this. It's going down, it's going down, it's going down, and then it breaks, right? It breaks the low, right? Once it breaks the low, that doesn't mean you're going to enter, right? So now this is where the second point of entry comes in. So this is called a breakaway op, all right? Remember this, it's called a breakaway op. So breakaway op is without doing that retail inverse kind of thing, it just breaks down, right? This is the second way of entry. This is how is it gonna be? Let me mark it in red. Right, so how it's gonna be is basically it needs to go up, right? Test this, meaning it either has to sweep this low, right, or break into that low and then break out of that low. That means the next candle has to break out of the low, and then we take an entry here, right? Stop loss here, and take your TP. I'll teach you how to see the TP later, right? Then take your TP 1:2 or something like that, right? Okay, so these are the 2 ways to enter. Now, these are the 3 types of entries, alright? So 3 types of entry is what? Again, let's go back to the first way. What is it? It's a inverse op, right? So inverse op, what we're gonna do, we're waiting for this to break, right? And then go down, right? Now let's say the next candle that goes down, right? It goes all the way down till here, right? So where's the second way of entry? Now your second way of entry is gonna be, remember the midline, right? Let me put this in, maybe let me put it purple. Yeah, remember the midline. So this midline is gonna be your second point of entry, right? So I was gonna work same thing. It has to go up here, sweep or break, and then the next candle has to break down, right? And then you enter here, stops above the high. You can either take your TP at the low or 1:2 or wherever you want to take. That's totally up to you. All right, so that's the second way of entry. What's the third way of entry? Let's say instead of stopping it here, it goes all the way down, right? So that goes into your second way of taking the trade, which was what? The one that we thought about, right? The breakaway op. So you just need to wait for this, sweep, and then break down, and then you take the trade. Simple as that, right? It goes the same way for both sides, right? So let's say for the buy, it's for the buys, it's, why does this keep changing color? Okay, for the buys, it's gonna be the same thing, right? So how does a breakaway, let's say you're bullish, right? Breakaway is basically going to be like this: breaks, break back in, shows me a strong up candle, and then we take the trade up, right? Cool. Next, if it doesn't do anything, right, it goes down, but we are still bullish, right? Still goes down, goes here. What is that? Inverse op, breaks above again, take an entry, TP at here, right? Now third thing, it goes down, goes all the way here. What do you need to do, right? Break above, retest, break again, take a trade. 1:2. Right, this can be confusing, but we're going to see all these examples in the trade that I'm going to take now, right? And I have no idea why I drew this, because end of the day I just showed you everything already, right? So same thing, right? Goes down, breaks, stops, next candle closes above, take the trade to this top right here, right? Let's say it goes down, sweeps, but the candle that you're waiting for, the bullish candle, closes above this. What do? Wait for it to retest, give a strong green candle, take either here or here. All right, now we get the idea, you get the concept. Second thing, this candle, right, this center point is a point of break even. This is the center point, okay? This is going to be a break even, especially for your inverse op. So let's say you are right now over here, right? You're waiting for a green candle to close above. So now you get this green candle right here. You're going to take a buy trade here, stop loss at the low, right? And you're aiming for this point right here, correct? This point right here. So when your candle moves up and hits this red line or the center point line, you're going to go break even. All right, and then you're going to either take off partials, or you don't want to take partial, you just want to take a full TP, then by all means, but set your break even there, right? And then you're going to put it here, okay? You're going to take your full TP here. Next, now let's say, right, something like this happened, and then you're waiting for your entry, which is your midpoint, right? Cool. This midpoint is where you're going to take the trade, right? Cool. So from this point, you're going to aim a 1:2, right? So let's say you take the trade around here, right? You can either go break even on the previous high, the nearest high, or you can take a break even point at 1:1, since you're going for a 1:2. Or, right, let's say somewhere here is a 15-minute high, right? Wherever you entered, right, just mark from your entry point to your TP point, and using your flip tool, and you'll see a 0.5%. Use that as your break-even point. All right, what I'm saying, I know it's confusing, but so without further ado, let's go into the chart and discuss something even more important. This video is going to be long, right? So that's why I said like, subscribe, save this video. All right, this, trust me guys, it's gonna be like a level up for you guys. Let me drink my coffee. All right, first thing first, on your market, right, you need a 15-minute, you don't need a daily, actually. You need a 15-minute and a 1-minute time frame saved. That's about it. Second thing, for indicators, I want you guys to add a VWAP. All right, so basically you just go to your indicators, search VWAP, right? It should be there, VWAP, right? It's volume weighted average price. You're going to see borders around it. Since this is FX replay, it doesn't have, but let me see if I can show you, because on TradingView it's going to be different, bruh. Okay, so you'll see things like okay, it's not here, but you'll see like borders and all that. You don't need that, you just need that center blue color line, right? So just turn off the other things and just let the blue color line be there, nothing else to change, right? So the only time you're gonna see the VWAP, right, is on the 15 minutes. All right, remember this, write this down. You only need this on the 15 minutes. All right, so on the 15 minutes, you're gonna see your, wait, I'm so sorry. Let's go to New York session first. Cool. All right, so now if you can look at the time, right, this candle, right below the candle, the timing will say 9:30, which means to say this candle Right now it's 9:45, right? Because why? This candle shows a 15-minute candle, which means to say it's 9:30 to 9:45. So this candle below, you'll be seeing 9:30. All right. So what did I say? First thing you gotta do, right? Basically at 9:45, you'll be marking this candle, right? From the high to the low. You want to make your life easier, right? Just click on the extend, right? It will just extend it all the way for you. All right. So high and the low, right? Next, you're gonna look at the VWAP. VWAP. Yeah, it's so weird saying it. Okay, VWAP. Right? Where is the VWAP? VWAP. Where's the indicator? I'm just gonna say indicator. Okay, where's the indicator? Right? It's below. Right? It's below that candle. Right? So what does that tell you? You are bullish. That's your bias. You just got it. You're bullish. That's about it. Right? Now, here comes the important part. Right? Drop to the 1 minute. So you got the first step, right? First step, mark the high and low at 9:45. Mark the high and low of the 9:30 15-minute candle. See where the VWAP is. Drop to 1 minute. Right? Now, on the 1 minute, you're gonna find your entry point. Right? It's either what? There's only two ways you are gonna see your entry point: inverse or breakaway. Right? Okay, like this. Like this, for an example, it break. Right? But this is where the important part comes. Please pay attention. Just because you see a black candle back down and then you see a green candle, right? Yes, in a way, this is how normal op traders will trade. They'll just put it at the low and then they'll aim a 1:2, blah, blah, blah. But that's not how we are going to trade it. Yes, you can, but this is not how my strategy works, right? This is not how we are going to trade it. And look at that. What happened? You hit your stop loss, right? So this is not how we are going to trade it, right? Remember this, only for a breakaway method. If this kind of thing, you're bullish, but it comes out to a breakaway and not a inverse, right? What you're going to do, you're going to wait for the next 15 minutes, which means to say this candle has to close above the op, right? That 15-minute has to close above. Like in this case, right? This 15-minute, yes, now it closed above. It closed above the op. Now I can wait for a re-entry, right? I can wait for either 0.1, 0.2, or 0.3 re-entry, right? Cool. Now let's do that. Right? Remember, the first normal traders, what would they do? They would enter somewhere here because it broke, retest, and then it goes up. Yeah, they will take the trade there. But now what do? We do this. We wait for it, right? It retest. It went inside, right? First thing, breakaway. Second thing, close 15-minute above. Third thing, it went down, right? Retest, and we get this. Let me go back a bit, right? We get this green candle, right? So this is our point of entry. Yeah, it's going to be hard for you to straight away, oh no, I need to mark this. I need to take the stop loss. Yeah, your contract size is going to be a little different, right? For sure, it's going to be a little different, but you can still do it, right? You can still mark this, and then there is free indicators to actually calculate your lot size on my Discord. You can just double click and put in 42.25 and the indicator will just give you the contract size. You just key it there and then take the trade, right? So look at this. We had this is our first way of entry, right? So where will our TP be? Obviously to the nearest high, and this is a 2.71 trade. If let's say the nearest high was a 1:1, you can break even there and take a 1:2, right? Okay, so this is our entry. Like I said, right, this is our entry. So we take the order, right? I'm going to risk 1%, but I would suggest if you have a 50k account, just risk 300, right? That's the safest way. So I'm going to risk 1%, and we're going to put it above here, right? And how will we determine the break even? You can either use this high, right, this last swing high as your break even point, or the best way that I said, right, from your entry to your exit, that 50% mark is going to be your break even. So let's see how this trade goes. We haven't touched our break even. Cool, now we are in break even. I'm moving my stop loss to break even, and let's see how it goes. And we hit full TP. We made about $1,355 just in this trade, right? Right. This could be a fluke. This could be just, maybe we're not doing it right. I really hope you guys are taking down notes, right? Because whatever I'm saying, it's value, right? It's literal value. All right, so again, we're on the next day. We're gonna wait for the 15-minute. So this is the 9:30 candle, right? Look at this. It's a 9:30 candle. Do I see anything on this? I don't, because it's exactly on the VWAP line. So these are days where you don't have an A plus setup yet, right? But nevertheless, we're still gonna trade, but we're gonna wait. We're gonna see what happens, right? So at this point, it's going up, right? I still don't have a bias though, so I'm not gonna take this trade, right? I'm still gonna wait. I see. Okay, 15 minutes is moving up, but it hasn't closed yet, right? So I'm still gonna wait. Right? Okay, so this is where normal traders would be taking the trade, right? Like, oh, okay, it broke and then it retests, so I'm gonna take a buy, and all that, right? Without having a bias or without having a way to trade this. So right now, what do you see this? I mean, what do you see? It went up, right? Oops. Sorry, let me just go back. All right. Look at this. What happened next? 15-minute closed above, right? So what is this? This is a breakaway. Cool. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna wait for a retest, right? I'm gonna wait for a retest. But because of how this is moving, yes, you can take your first entry here. I'm not saying no. You can take a first entry here because this is the first way of entry, right? You can take it there. So let's just, for the sake of this video, let's just take this straight. Maybe my TP would be here. This is about 1:2, right? Yeah, cool. So this would be my TP, right? This 15-minute high, right? Could be my TP, right? At the same time, always use discretion, right? You see there's a gap here and the candle is rejecting here. It might reverse, but I don't care about it. I'm just taking according to what I see, right? So let's say we take a trade here. I'm just gonna take it, right? And look what happened. We lost, right? We lost. All right, cool. We lost. Go back to 15-minute and see. Okay, the candle is still pushing down lower. I'm gonna wait a bit, right? I had one loss, so I'm gonna wait a bit. Look at the next candle. This is a news candle. So if you're looking at news and all that, you would definitely know that, okay, there's news coming. I won't trade that. So the first trade could have been avoided, right? Cool. But even let's say you don't see the news. Yes, we took the trade. We lost, right? We lost about 500. Cool. Now look at this. What is this? Midpoint. What else do you see? Rejection. What else do you see? On the VWAP, right? It's rejecting off the VWAP. Cool. Do I get a green candle? Cool, I get a green candle. So now let's take a trade again. Right, that's like 43. One more thing to take note, right? If my stop loss, this is on NQ. I normally trade NQ and ES, right? I don't trade other pairs. If you want to trade other pairs, you can go and backtest this, but it works well with NQ and ES, right? On NQ, right, it's 43.25. I don't go trade anything above 60 point stop loss, right? Above 60, I'm not trading it. Below 60, I still consider taking it, right? So this is our entry, right? TP1 is a 1.22. Obviously, next TP is a 1:2. Cool. So let's take this trade. Whoa, why is it not coming? Order, save. Let's go. Right, let's go. TP1 hit. I'm gonna set a break even. This TP1 is actually, it could be the 0.5 point also, but let's see. Yeah, so this was a 0.5 point, 0.5 point. Took the trade, and let's go. So this is a break even trade. Cool. So this day was a losing day, right? I low-key want to see what the price does, and look at that, how our break even saved us, right? So this would have been a losing day, right? This would have been a losing day. Wait, how did I lose this day? Let me see my 15-minute. How did I lose this day? Oh, cool. Yeah, we technically wouldn't have lost if we took our partials at the 0.5, but we didn't, right? Because I'm just going through this trade. So yeah, that was why it's a losing day. But nevertheless, let's go to the next day. Right. So remember, we can take partials. I mean, we should take partials, but I just don't like taking partials. So yeah. Cool. So on the starting part when you saw the what is it called, the data analytics, right? That is with us taking partial. So if I'm not wrong, on that day we would have gotten like 300. Yeah, we would have gotten 300, and we wouldn't have took the first trade. So that's why it wouldn't have been a losing day. But if you're taking it as per what you see, yes, it would have been a losing day, right? Without any context or anything. So that's why the VIP mode is going to teach you more in depth. But this is enough for you to get you going, right? So let's go 30, 30, 30, 30. This video is going to be long, guys. But if you guys want to level up, I suggest stay till the last video. You're going to learn a lot. All right. So what is this? 930 candle up and down. Where's the... I hate saying the word VWAP. Where's the VWAP, right? So it's below. So what are we? We are bullish. So 2 points of entry, breakaway or inverse. Let's see. So now we get a break above. So what do we do? What do we do now? We wait for the next 15 minutes to close above. Did it close above? No, it didn't. Right? It didn't. Cool. Now did we close above? Yes, we did. Cool. So let's see. Since we closed above now, right? See how much it saved us, right? If you didn't wait for the 15-minute close above, you definitely would have took a trade here, right? Stops here, loss, right? Maybe you thought, okay, maybe I want to re-enter here, right? You would have taken a trade about here, I guess. Yeah. Stops here. Sorry, stops here. Hey, what's happening, man? Stops here. Loss, right? So that's why waiting for the 15-minute for a breakaway is very important. So now we wait for re-entry. Let's go. Cool. What do you see here? Right. Technically, we didn't take any trades yet. Right now, we have what do you call that? Entry, right? So this is a very important thing to take note. Okay. Now this, it did tap, right? It did tap. It swept to our first point of entry, and then we had a close. This candle is super small. Would you take this candle? What does this candle tell you? Logically, it tells you that it might go lower, right? What does this candle tell you? Oh, okay, cool. We might be pushing higher, right? Because it's stronger. So I wouldn't take a candle here, but you can take it if you want. But I'm suggesting don't take this kind of candle. Take a stronger candle, right? So let's wait for a stronger candle. Now is this a strong candle? Yes, it is, right? So we take an entry here, stops here. You can aim for this, right? You can just aim for this, or you can aim a 1:2, or you can aim another high, but I'm not taking that risk because we're at all-time highs, right? So I'm just gonna aim there. All right, you of course definitely you can aim a 1:2, but for the sake of this video, right, remember when you're in all-time high, always be careful. So since we are just trading this for the sake of showing it in the video, right, we're just gonna take the trade. Let's see what happens. Do we hit? Honestly, I don't know, because when we were back testing it, we just took at here, right? But I guess, oh, we hit. Cool. Right, we did hit, right? We did hit eventually the top. But if you're gonna aim 1:2 at an all-time high without any points of interest at the top, this would have been a break-even trade. But if let's say you're not going break-even, you just want it to hit, then you would have won the trade. And we made about decent amount, about 1,000. Yeah, we made about 1,000. Let's go to the next day. We need 3k to win. So this video gonna last till I hit 3k, so at least I can teach you along the way anything. Till now, I've never seen an inverse op yet. Cool, 930, right? Oops, 930 candle. High and low. Where is this candle? Above the VWAP. We just broke above the VWAP. So now we're gonna wait. So this is what confuses you. You'll see the VWAP on the 1 minute showing that it's above, right? But you're not gonna care about it because your bias comes from the 15 minute. Now what do you see? You see that it swept above, and then you can enter, right? So we enter off a trade here. Nah, I'm just joking. If you guys caught that, then you guys are listening, right? Because we're not supposed to enter there. Remember, for a breakaway, what do you need? You need a 15-minute close above. Look at that. Look at what happened. It just dived down, right? So this is why people who trade the op, they lose because they don't follow this game plan. Now we have a break above and the 15-minute, right? Is it 12 o'clock yet? Not yet. We can still trade, right? So let's see what happens. Do we have a re-entry by 12 o'clock? No, we don't, right? We don't have a re-entry. So this is where people don't follow rules, and then they'll take trades like this. Oh, okay, I'm gonna buy here, lose. I'm gonna buy here, lose. I'm gonna buy here, then maybe they win, right? So when you follow the rules to the T, right, to the T, you will be profitable. You saw, right? We took trades that wasn't even supposed to be taken, right? And we are still in profits. All right, cool. So this is the 9:30 candle. Cool. Our bias is bullish, right? Now let's see what happens. Cool. Finally, we have a inverse. I hope it's an inverse. I hope it's an inverse, but by right, we're supposed to buy already. Yeah. Oh, my bad. By right, we're supposed to buy already. So it's cool. We have an inverse, right? So this is an inverse op. Inverse op doesn't really need anything much. This is the most common thing, but apparently we didn't get that much, right? So we had a green candle, enter here, stops below. Where do we aim? The top of the op, right? This is a 2.88 stop loss. Let's see. Oh, that was close to our stop loss. All right, set break even because it tapped the middle line. Let's see what happens, and we hit, and we made 53,316. Right. So now I'm gonna go back. This is how I'm teaching you guys. Right, I'm teaching you guys with the most, not even the in-depth version. Right, just the framework. And look at it. 3 days risking $500 and you already pass a prop firm, right? This is the power of this new op strategy, guys. So with that being said, let's see the analytics. It's an 80% win rate, man. But that is because it's just a few trades. But yeah. With that being said, I hope you guys took notes. If you didn't, rewatch this video, right? All the information I gave you here, people charge people for this. I'm giving it for free. So yeah, please like the video, subscribe, and share the video with your friends who are into trading. So at least you're helping someone, even though you're not going to trade, right? And yeah, please like and subscribe so that this video can reach to more people. And yeah, that's about it. So I hope you guys learned something, and see you guys in the next video. Peace out.